The ICEVI, the Nippon Foundation Mathematics Package for Teachers video series, Abacus as a Mathematical Tool. Title of the video: Subtracting whole numbers and decimal numbers separately. Example: 83.256 minus 56.674. In the problem, 83.256 minus 56.674, which we used in the previous exercise, the decimal part of the first number is lower than that of the decimal part of the second number, which makes the subtraction little bit cumbersome as far as the subtraction process is concerned. And we have to borrow a number from the whole number part. We also mentioned that it may be ideal not to get into two subtractions separately, and therefore the two numbers may be converted into whole numbers and regular subtraction process applied. Let us also demonstrate how the subtractions can be done separately and leave the option of selecting a specific method to the discretion of the child. Let us take the whole numbers first. That is, set 83 on the right extreme of the abacus and 56 in the left extreme of the abacus. Let us subtract 5 from 8. And then move on to subtract 6 from 3. As it is not possible, subtract 1 in the tens column and add 4 in the units column. That is, add 5 in the upper abacus and clear 1 in the lower abacus, which is giving us the subtracted value 27. Let this number be noted separately for further reference. Let us take the decimal parts for subtraction. Now, the first decimal part is 256. That should be set in the extreme right of the abacus. That is, 2 is set in the hundreds column, 5 in the tens column, and 6 in the units column. Now set the second decimal part, that is 674, in the left extreme of the abacus. Now let us commence the subtraction process. In the first stage, we have to subtract 6 from 2, which is not possible. We can subtract only when there is at least one digit in the thousands column. With 3 digits in the decimal part, the fourth digit on the left means it is a whole number. Let us add 1 in the thousands column, meaning that we have added one whole number with the decimal part. This must be subtracted from the whole number value we just got in the subtraction process. That is, 1 is reduced from 27, thus making the whole number value as 26. The difference 1 is nothing but the value we have added in the abacus in the thousands column. Now let us proceed with the subtraction process. Now 6 cannot be subtracted from 2, and therefore subtract 1 in the thousands column and add 4 in the hundreds column. That is, add 5 in the upper abacus and clear 1 in the lower abacus. In the next stage, we have to subtract 7 from 5 in the tens column, which is not possible, and therefore subtract 1 in the hundreds column and add 3 in the tens column. Finally, we have to subtract 4 from the units column, that is clear 5 in the upper abacus of the unit column and add 1 in the lower abacus. The subtracted value we get is 582, which is the decimal part. This should be simply be added with the whole number part, which is 26. Therefore, the final result is 26.582. That is, that whole number 26 is also added to the decimal part. As is evident from the procedure, the subtraction process involving the whole numbers and the decimal part separately is not as complicated as we think. The lower digit of the first decimal number will automatically indicate that we have to borrow 1 from the whole number. If the child is able to alter the whole number simultaneously and carry out the remaining subtraction process, this procedure is feasible too. We have demonstrated both the options of doing subtraction separately for the whole number part and the decimal part, and the other method being the treatment of both the decimal numbers as whole numbers and carrying out the regular subtraction process. The discretion of selecting the suitable method rests with the child.